Hello guys, welcome to my channel Everybody Linux. This is Paolo. As usual, I would like to speak about a new topic today. Today I'm going to speak about Firewall-cmd. So basically, I am now in my Linux system. Inside my Linux system, I'm using a terminal connected via SSH to Rocky Linux. And this is my user Paolo R Linux, it stands for Paolo Rocky Linux. And so I'm connected via SSH port 22 on my server. So this is a virtual machine where I installed, as I say, Rocky Linux. So Rocky Linux is part of CentOS. 9.3 is the latest version of CentOS. So basically, it has in bundle Firewall-cmd like all the newer Red Hat-like systems. Firewall-cmd is a command line tool that replaces the older IP tables, and differently to IP tables, it doesn't relate directly to the kernel. So basically, Firewall-cmd, it relies on NF tables that is connected directly to the kernel. It's part of the kernel to manage the firewall. Basically. Let's say that just a generic overview now, very quick. I don't want to go through speaking about the history of this tool, but generally, NF tables is the new version comparing to IP tables. So both they related directly to the kernel, while Firewall-cmd is a layer up and connect directly not to the kernel, but rely to NF table, and then NF table is connected to the kernel. So basically, it's a layer up. In the middle there is NF tables, and the older version comparing to NF table is IP tables. So basically, why I spoke about this, because I wanted to tell you about Firewall-cmd today is a command line tool. So there are two ways to manage the firewalls in Linux, guys. Actually three, let's say, not two. I think the most used now is a Firewall-cmd. So that's what I prefer. I don't like to go through the GUI and manage the stuff in Linux. I prefer to go to the command line. I'm really more comfortable. I have more control, but of course it's up to everyone. The third way to manage the firewall is through the configuration files, but that's what basically Firewall-cmd does, and it's very useful. So let's go to the point. I want to show you the basic commands. Today I'm not going through any settings particularly, or how to add a port, how to add a service. I just want to show you basically that in the newer CentOS-like systems, we have this tool that is called Firewall-cmd, and this tool is widely used now. So it's very useful to manage a firewall in the Linux system. So basically, Firewall-cmd is relying on systemd. So the daemon of Firewall-cmd is firewalld. That basically is a service, a dynamic firewall daemon that provides, let's say, a customizable host-based firewall. It's based on a dbus interface, and let's say that this service is quite dynamic. What I mean is that you can create, change, delete rules, guys, whatever. You don't need to restart the firewall every time daemon, and the rules are changed. Okay, so in essence, so you know, guys, systemd is the new, let's say, in a system that manage the services, the units in Linux. It's replaced init, or whatever you want to call it, and firewalld is basically the service related to systemd. Okay, how to manage the firewall CMD? How to manage the firewall in Linux? First, you need to be sure that the firewall is started. Okay, so in Linux, whenever you want to check, you need to elevate your permission. You use systemctl. It is the operator command for the systemd, for checking the services and the new, for restarting the services, for stopping, for reloading. So you always use sudo systemctl. In this case, to check the status, for example, of the firewall, you check with firewalld. So firewalld, as I said, is the daemon of Firewall-cmd, the command line tool for checking, for managing the firewall in Linux. So Let's see what happened. It asks me my password, of course, and it says that you're running and it is enabled. Okay, so basically, as you said, as usual, loaded in from the service in USR folder, and is enabled means that I have a link that point to the etc folder where all the configuration files are set up. We will go through that as well later. I will have a quick glance to this folder, etc firewall-d. So basically, this is telling me that the firewall service is activated. So whenever you want to check the firewall service is activated, you just do sudo systemctl status firewall-d. That's it. So remember that firewall-d is the daemon of firewall-cmd. That's the main thing I wanted to tell you, and so you can check if systemctl is started. In this case, it started. If you want to stop it, systemctl, of course, always with sudo, because I'm not root. I need to get temporary root permission. Sudo systemctl start for starting firewall-d. You can do also restart, or you can do anything you want to check. You can do stop firewall-d, and that's it. So that's the main thing I wanted to tell you. Another thing, so we mentioned about the configuration file. Sorry, let's go to the root folder, the root directory. So we are now in root, and we go to etc. I want to show you one thing. Let's sort in alphabetical order the content of etc. Let's go to the configuration file that I want to tell you. This one is a very important folder for firewall-cmd. So this is the configuration file, the configuration folder for firewall-cmd. So if we go inside this folder, see, what's going on here? Oh, okay, sorry, I am already in the root, so I don't need to put a slash. Yes, okay. It doesn't let me go, of course, because I am not allowed. So the thing I can do is this one. So I will list with sudo permission of the content of the directory firewall-d, and you see, so basically these are the configuration files. You can set the zones, so every zone can be public. There are more zones, but at the moment I wanted to tell you only simply an overview of the configuration folder. You can set the policies, and the ICMP for doing, let's say, for managing when you want to check the presence of another remote server on the internet. You use ICMP. For example, basically, when you do ping, this is managing that tool, and this is firewall-conf. This is the most important file for this folder. Let's have a quick look. So I need to put this firewall-d.conf, but I need to do like this actually, because I'm not inside firewall-d. Should be okay like this, because I'm not in firewall-d. I'm still in the etc folder. Should be okay. Firewall-d.conf. It's not present. Okay, sorry guys, again I made a mistake. Okay, so I didn't have to put the slash, because the slash means that we are in the root directory, but we were inside the etc directory already. So this is the file I wanted to speak about. Let's have a look. So basically, you see here, it says that you are using default public zone. Every time is the same. Public zone is the default one. So here. Then you can use this option. So it says it's self-explicable, self-explanatory. Sorry, set to null, force the firewall configuration will not get cleaned up, or exit, or stop, or firewall. So basically, it will clean every time on exit. Okay. Remember that you can also check, for example, the lockdown here. It said if you set to enable firewall changes, the dbus interface will be limited to applications that are listed in the lockdown whitelist. Okay, so you can basically whitelist application. Okay, so but if it's set to enable, in this case it's lockdown now, so we are not using this method, so we just allowing, we are not whitelisting, we just exclude this this option, we don't need that. Okay, so we don't apply any whitelist. Okay, and so on, and so basically you can manage everything from here, or you can also, as I usually do, I prefer to use Firewall-cmd. So Firewall-cmd basically has a very quick and clear method to manage the rules. As I said, I don't want to do anything here specifically, and I just want to speak about a generic talk about Firewall-cmd. I just told you that it's present in the newer system, CentOS-like or Red Hat-like. It's very useful, and it helps you to do many things. You can add a port, you can add a service, you can. We will go through this later in a newer video. I want to do a specific actions and explain how it works Firewall-cmd, and we can do with two machines, trying to do connection and blocking some entries, so we can, for blocking the communication, for port SSH, for example, we try and then we see we will not be able because I will try to block the connection via SSH. So basically, to check, I just do a quick overview. Firewall-cmd has this kind of way of checking the rules. So basically, you always start with Firewall-cmd, then you have to add the 2-, and this is the way to list all the users, but I need to put sudo every time. Okay, so this will list all the rules. Okay, and let's get through just a quick one. And the public is the active default zone, as we saw in configuration files. Target default, this is for managing the inversion of the ICMP block. I will go through this later. It's basically when you ping a computer, a machine on the network. I will go through later this in another video. I just want to show you a quick overview of this system now, of this method, this tool. This basically telling which interface is added to this firewall. This is the one that I'm using. The MPA03 is the virtual network interface that is connected to my virtual box. There's no sources, so services basically is the services that I added to this firewall. There's no port, there's no protocols. I didn't do anything at the moment. I just wanted to, as I say, there's no ICMP block, like I say, there's no anything related to this thing. There's no forward ports. So rich rules, no, I will explain you what are the rich rules later. So I just wanted to show you how to check the list of the rules here. This is one of the most important. So basically the service that you are adding, the ports as well, the interface. This is the default zone. At the moment, I just wanted to tell you about this. Okay, so keep in mind that to check the rules, you just do this. Then we can go through other, let's say, rules. Let's say if I can speak a little bit more about firewall, the basic commands. At the moment, as I said, I'm not going through much in details. But remember that really Firewall-cmd is very powerful, and you can add permanently. You can even there is another way, by the way. When you do operation, so for example, you want to add a port here, and you want to restart the firewall, you just do Firewall-cmd reload. It won't restart, and it will basically make active the rules that you have created. Okay, so of course I made always the same mistake. Sorry guys, I need to put sudo in front of, and this you see it's success. So basically, if I add a port here or add a service, let's try to add a service just to make sure. No, actually no, I will do in another video. So basically, let's say I just speak in words now. Well, let's say I want to add a service here. So I want to add, I don't know, FTP. I add a service. Instead of restarting the firewall, because maybe it can create problems if you are in production or whatever, you just do Firewall-cmd reload. It won't restart, but it will make effective it will make it work your new rule. Okay, so remember that you have this power as well. So I just want to say a quick overview today. I'm not going through a lot to it. Just remember that these are the main things you to say, the main uh, section you need to check. Okay, but there is many more ways to to manage firewall CMD. At the moment, I want to do like this, something very quickly. Okay, so thank you again for watching. I will speak soon, and we'll speak about a specific rule and some specific rule of firewall CMD. Thank you very much, and have a good time. Yes, thanks for watching, really.